and welcome again to Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. And we are unpacking this week's Diamond comic order for the comics that go on sale Wednesday, October 24th. First up, we have a couple of statues that we'll add into our new Teen Titans statue. This week's releases are Wonder Girl, which looks fantastic, and Kid Flash. So if you're building that set, those two are out this week. Great looking statues. Next up, a big trade paperback that a lot of people have been waiting for from Image Publishing. Isla, the first trade paperback called Chapter 1, is here. Next up, we have from DC some special offering hardcover books. Green Lantern, a celebration of 75 years. Beautiful thing about these books, they were published at $39.95. They are all $20 books at Fox's every day, still in their shrink wrap. But we got Green Lantern, celebration of 75 years. We have Aquaman, celebration of 75 years. Catwoman, celebration of 75 years. Again, all of these are at half off. Then we also have part of our special DC pricing series, The Golden Age of Batman, Omnibus Volume 2. And I think that's around a $40 book on sale. It's normally like $100 or something. But that is a great value as well. Also, just as a reminder, this Saturday, the 27th, is Halloween Comic Fest here at Fox Comics and Games. And we will be having several sketch artists. Monty Baldwin, I know, is coming. Dave Clark is going to be here. Isaac Hicks will be here. A young lady named Kelly Sockley, she will be here doing some art. And then we will also have a young lady selling her book, Nightmare Oasis, a young lady named Lacey Limbick. She will be here selling her book and signing copies. And that will be Saturday, October 27th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Although a lot of the comics will be gone. There'll be free comics and candy and that kind of stuff. First up, we will have in this week's comic book order, one of the foil covers this week. It is Superman, Action Comics 1004. Beautiful, beautiful graphic of Superman looking down on the geese. And then we have also the variant cover, as we always show, Superman Action Comics 1004 variant cover. Next up from Dark Horse Comics, we have issue 3 of Aliens, part of the Dust to Dust series, and that has been well received. Also at the store, we have Marvel brings us issue 8 of Amazing Spider-Man. And then from Dynamite Publishing, we have one of their Halloween specials. This is Army of Darkness, their Halloween special, and that looks really, really cool. Next up from Aftershock, those of you who've been enjoying the new Venom from Marvel, we have the Aftershock Baby Teeth number 13, oddly enough, on Halloween weekend. And that's also being written by Donnie Cates, who's writing that Venom run that you're enjoying so much. So you might want to check out Baby Teeth. It is fantastic. DC brings us issue 28 of Batgirl. Also one of the foil covers. Hopefully you can pick up the reflectiveness of that. It is gorgeous. And I have to say with a great deal of pride that this week's cover of the week, I think it's for the first time that any of us can remember, Batgirl, issue 28. That variant cover, we thought that was the most beautiful cover we saw this week, and so we gave it the prize. Next up, also from DC, we have Batman Beyond, issue 25. Also from DC, we have Batman, Kings of Fear, issue 3. A very popular series here at the store. Another Dynamite series, Halloween special, Betty Page. And a great image of Betty stepping out of the mirror. Really, really cool. Next up from Aftershock, Beyonders, issue 3. Marvel Publishing brings us Black Panther vs. Deadpool, issue 1. Pretty cool cover there. And then we have from Titan Comics, we have issue 6 of Bloodborne. And for those of you who play the video game. Next up from DC Vertigo, part of the Sandman universe, we have Books of Magic. issue 1. Really cool looking book. Then next up, Image Publishing, issue 2 of Burnouts. What if you could only see the aliens when you got high? Well, that's what that book deals with. Image Publishing also brings us our next one, and that is called Cold Spots. It's a great book written by Cullen Bunn, really well illustrated. Nice stuff. A new one from Aftershock Comics, Dead Kings, issue 1. Looks very, very cool. Then DC Publishing brings us Detective Comics, issue 991. And one of the runners-up, and certainly in our top 5 of the covers of the week, is Detective Comics 991 variant cover. Two-Face and Batman, just gorgeous. Next up from DC, also, we have issue 57 of Flash. And as they always do with Flash, just a gorgeous Flash variant cover for issue 57. Just beautiful. Next up from Marvel, part of the Infinity Wars, we have Arachnite. Oh, sorry. Kind of knocked that right off the pile. Arachnite, issue 1. And then we have from Arakia Press, Jim Henson's Labyrinth Coronation, issue 8. DC brings us Justice League Odyssey, issue 2. That's the variant cover. And then we have the regular cover, which happens this week to be one of their foils. Gorgeous. One of the fun titles out this week, Mars Attacks. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't bring them over for this video, but I believe there's 2 or 3 other videos for Mars Attack. That's issue 1 of that Dynamite release. Next up from Boom Studios, issue 32 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And that is Beyond the Grid. And that's what some of the variants look like there. Marvel brings us issue 200 of Moon Knight. Great, definitive, nice mile marker to hit, issue 200 for Moon Knight. Next up from Dark Horse Comics, we have Mystery Science Theater 3000, the comic. And then we have up next from DC, we have Old Lady Harley, issue 1. And Old Lady Harley issue 1 variant cover is what you would expect it to be. And the dog's got the neat little wheelchair going on. That's pretty wicked. And then for those of you who like blank cover variants, we have the blank cover variant of Lady Harley 1 as well. Burger Books, an imprint of Dark Horse, brings us Olivia Twist issue 2. Kind of a takeoff on Oliver Twist, but a girl. Also from Dark Horse Comics, we have issue 3 of the 4-Shot Predator, Hunters 2. Marvel brings us issue 3 of the recently relaunched Punisher. DC brings us issue 9 of Raven, Daughter of Darkness. Dynamite Publishing, part of their Halloween release series, the Red Sonja Halloween special. Looks really, really cool with the massive jack-o'-lantern on the front. Skybound Image Comics brings us issue 16 of Redneck. And Image also brings us issue 12 of Regression. Great cover on that this week. It was in the top 5 covers as well. Marvel Studios brings us issue 2 of Return of Wolverine. And then from Jinx World, we have issue 3 of Brian Michael Bendis' great book, Scarlet, part of his Jinx World imprint, and man, are those books fantastic. Marvel brings us issue 5 of The Sentry. Valiant, which if you're not reading Valiant, there's something wrong with you. Valiant brings us issue 8 of Shadow Man. Another one of our top 5 covers of the week comes from DC, issue 10 of The Silencer. Then Marvel brings us issue 2 of Spider-Geddon. Great cover there, as there is on the variant cover as well. That's Spider-Geddon issue 2. And then next up from Marvel, we have issue 1 of Spider-Girls. That's right, you heard it. And then we also have issue 1 of Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. Next up after that from Albatross, we have Spook House 2, which is scary stories fit for kids. And they are really, really well written. Nice book. Eric Powell and a lot of other great writers contributing. Next up from IDW, we have issue 4 of Star Trek The Next Generation, Terra Incognita. Marvel brings us issue 25 of Star Wars, Dr. Aphra. And then IDW brings us Star Wars Adventures, Tales from Vader's Castle. And that's the standard cover. And that is, I believe, the retailer thank you. And then the V or the variant cover for the issue 4 of Tales from Vader's Castle is there. DC brings us issue 9, and it is the foil cover this week for The Terrifics. DC also brings us issue 28 of The Titans. And then here's Titans 28 variant cover. Gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. IDW brings us issue 6 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Urban Legends. Dynamite, again, as part of their Halloween special, brings us Vampirella. Gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Great looking book. Marvel brings us issue 1, What If Thor was raised by frost giants. So they explore that. DC brings us issue 57 of Wonder Woman, part 4 of The Witching Hour. And as we often do, we enjoy and put in the top 5 the Wonder Woman variant cover because they always do such a great job. This week is no exception. Next up from Marvel, we have X-Men Black, Juggernaut, number 1. And then next up from Marvel, we have issue 9 of X-Men Red. And the beautiful variant cover for X-Men Red is there. And then last but not least, from Valiant Publishing, which if you're not reading Valiant, there's something wrong with you. The excellent book. If you're not reading this, please do yourself a favor and pick it up. Exo Man of War, that is issue 20. And for those of you who have a pull list at our store and have Exo Man on your Man of War on your pull list, you will get the pre-order edition with a different cover and more pages at the same price. So there you have it, a wonderful week at Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. And again, don't forget this Saturday, October 27th, Halloween Comic Fest. Multiple sketch artists, a young author selling her book here, free candy, great day to be at the store. Hope to see you here.